You know this face. It's on the $100 bill. But Benjamin Franklin, he was never a US president. He was a runaway, a hustler. Born as the 15th child in a dirt poor family, his destiny was to spend his entire life in a dark basement, boiling animal fat to make soap. He tried to escape his fate by working for his older brother's printing shop, but his brother was a tyrant who beat him. At 17, Benjamin had enough. He broke the law, tore up his legal contract, and ran. Haunted and homeless, he arrived in Philadelphia with exactly 3 coins in his pocket. He had no family, no friends, and a fake name. The ultimate hustle was about to begin. Philadelphia was just the beginning. Benjamin didn't just want to survive, he wanted to control the minds of the city. But in the 1700s, nobody listened to a runaway teenager. So he pulled off the ultimate media prank. He invented Silence Dogood, a sharp-tongued, middle-aged widow. In the dead of night, he slipped her handwritten letters under the printing shop door. The city went crazy for her. Everyone loved her controversial opinions. Even his own brother published them on the front page, completely clueless that his runaway sibling was the mastermind. When the truth finally dropped, the humiliation was brutal. The media hustle was born. But to build his empire, he needed more than just a fake name. He didn't just want to control the media. He wanted to master nature itself. In the 18th century, lightning was the ultimate terror, the wrath of God. But Franklin, he saw it as power waiting to be tamed. People called him a madman. But on a dark, violent night, he flew a silk kite straight into a massive thunderstorm. He attached a single metal key to the string. He wasn't just trying to prove electricity existed. He was trying to catch it. When the lightning struck, it should have killed him. Instead, he tamed the fire of the gods. With one spark, he proved he was the smartest man alive. But a man who plays with a god quickly makes dangerous enemies. America was bleeding out. They needed money, weapons, and a miracle. So they sent their best hustler to the most dangerous city on earth, Paris. The French court expected a wealthy diplomat in a powdered wig. Instead, Franklin walked in wearing a plain fur hat. He played the ultimate role, the simple, innocent philosopher from the woods. The French elite swallowed the bait. They threw massive parties in his honor. But behind the scenes, it was a deadly game of chess. His own house was crawling with British spies. He knew they were reading his mail. He let them. He used their own paranoia to manipulate the French king into funding the entire American Revolution. He won a war without firing a single shot. But while Paris worshipped him, a dark secret was waiting for him in a London basement. For nearly 2 decades, Benjamin Franklin lived in a quiet brick house in the heart of London. He was known as a genius, a diplomat, a hero. But centuries later, construction workers digging in his basement uncovered a nightmare. Over 1,200 human bones, skeletons of men, women, and even children. The world was shocked. Was the founding father a serial killer? The truth was darker, but strictly business. His close friend, a brilliant surgeon, was running a massive, illegal underground anatomy school. They were paying grave robbers to dig up fresh corpses in the dead of night. Franklin knew everything. He lived right above the slaughterhouse. He protected the secret because, to him, Knowledge was worth any price, even if it meant sleeping on top of a graveyard. The media, the science, the spies, it was all just practice for his masterpiece. By the time he returned to America, the revolution was won, but the country was falling apart. They needed a system, a blueprint. They gathered in secret behind closed doors to draft the Constitution. Washington was the face, Jefferson was the pen, but Franklin, he was the architect. At 81 years old, he was the only man who knew how to manipulate the egos of every politician in the room. He didn't just sign the documents that birthed a nation. He engineered the entire machine. He built a system of power that would outlive them all. The runaway teenager had designed the most powerful empire in modern history. But every grand architect must eventually leave his creation behind. He designed the machine, but didn't wait around to run it. Today, his masterpiece is in your pocket. The runaway who engineered power. That was the Franklin Code. Follow for the next one.